Hey guys, it's Amanda. Sorry it's been so long since I've made an update. Last time I did an update, I was just getting through my first trimester. It was 12 weeks. I went back and watched that video, and I think it's funny how I thought that I had a big poochy belly. At that time, no, look at this, y'all. Oh, look at that belly. And it's only going to get bigger. I'm 27 weeks, so next week I'll be 28 weeks, and I'll be officially 7 months, and I'll be doing my 7-month appointment with the doctor at that time. Yeah, it took a long time. I kind of procrastinated a little bit because I wanted to wait until I was done with the nursery to make a video. So here we are. We are in the nursery and pretty much done, you know. A few things here and there, like I'm going to hang these pictures. And then, yeah, so I watched my video from the last update when I was 12 weeks, and I talked about dating a little bit, so I wanted to touch base on that a little bit, just in case anybody was curious. Yeah, so I quickly found out that it's not the greatest idea to be dating right now, because here's why. I've become very picky, and I'm sure that other moms that are in my position feel the same way. You know, we chose to do this for a reason. I chose to do this on my own for a reason, because I just didn't feel like I was finding the right person that I felt was suitable to be the father of my children. I'm not saying that he doesn't exist, just saying that I didn't ever have that luck. And so I chose to do this on my own because I'm 37 and I was diagnosed with infertility. And yeah, it was, you know, for me, I felt like it was now or never. For me, I was tired of waiting. I was tired of dating. I was tired of being in relationships and giving all of me and all of my time towards this other person, and then in the end have your heart broken. So going back to when I went on a date when I was 3 months pregnant, it was a good date. I don't have anything bad to say about the date. He was a gentleman, but he started to get the feeling like I was rejecting him. And it wasn't that I was rejecting him, it was just I wanted to take things very slowly. I wanted to get to know him better, and I wasn't in the position where I could just get up and go to Moab and go jeeping and things like that. And it was hard for him to understand. You know, I was like, listen, like this pregnancy is very important to me. I spent a lot of money on IVF, and I don't really want to be in a jeep bouncing around. And you know, thank you for thinking of me and wanting to take me to do that, but no, it's not going to happen. And so you know, I didn't want to jump into the whole physical aspect, you know, especially after one date. I would feel that way even if I wasn't pregnant. And a lot of guys, they just want to jump to that part and they want to talk about it, and it just kind of repulsed me. And I was like, I don't want to talk about cuddling. And I was honest. I was like, that actually really makes me feel sick right now. And maybe that was mean to say, but it was how I felt at the time. And yeah, so it didn't go in the direction maybe that he anticipated Um, and for me, I never had any expectations. I never was like, oh, here's my dream guy. We're going to get married and raise this baby together. Never. I was more like, okay, you asked me out. I will go on a date with you and give you a chance. And if I like you on that date, then maybe there will be a second date. But I honestly felt like there wasn't anything really there to build off of for a second date. So anyways, that was a long story. Other than that, life has been great. I did get a new job. I'm doing home health now. I've done home health before, previously in the past, and I've really enjoyed it. And I feel so blessed that I found this job. I am given that flexibility and that autonomy that you don't normally have, like in a medical facility, like where you have to go and be there for 12 hours and you hardly get any breaks. And I was trying to get away from that. You know, I've been a nurse for 11 years, and I just feel like it's time to have one of those jobs that's, you know, very flexible. And especially with the little one coming, I would like to be more of a mom than I am working. I don't want to, you know, be working the whole time and miss out on his you know, milestones and things like that. So I'm working home health. I get, you know, 4 or 5 patients a day. I can set up a time with them, go see them when it's convenient for the both of our schedules. So if, you know, one night the baby has had a really rough night and we need some extra sleep in the morning, then that job will allow that, you know. I'll just be like, hey, I'm not starting until 9 or 10 today to see patients. And that'll be totally fine. See my patients and then come home, and I get to work from home the rest of the 8 hours. So doing all the charting and stuff at home, which is just perfect. You know, I just think that that's going to work out so good. I won't need to depend on childcare for, you know, 12. That was the concerning thing, is who am I gonna have watch an infant for 12 hours a day, 3 days in a row. And my mom is going to be essentially my primary child care provider, but you know, she's older. She, you know, since I'm older and I'm choosing to have a child older, that means that, you know, my family members are older too. So I just really didn't want to put her in that position, you know, because she would do it. She's such a sweetheart. But that's hard. 12 hours a day is hard. So this way I can have somebody watch the baby for 4 or 5 hours, and then I'll go pick him up and we'll come home and I'll finish my work from home. So perfect. And I'm just like so happy that I made that change, and I'll be making a little bit more money as well. So that'll be nice to be able to put some money aside for the baby and things like that. Other than that, I'm just so happy. Like, I don't think I've ever been this happy in my life, and it's just going to increase as soon as the baby is born. My baby shower is coming up. We're gonna do that on May 25th. And I did some maternity photos today. It rained, so I had my hair straight, and then it rained and it got a little bit curly again. But I think though, even though it rained, the pictures are going to turn out really good. And on the drive home, I had my mom with me, and so on the drive home, it had stopped raining and a rainbow came out, and So we stopped on the side of the road and she took a picture of me in front of the rainbow. So I'll do an overlay so that you can see what I'm talking about. And then also I had a 3D ultrasound a couple days ago, and so I got to see my little man, and I'll have to say he looks just like mama. He's got my nose and my lips, and at first he was in a really good comfy spot and he didn't want to move. His face was just kind of turned and tucked in, so we couldn't get a good view of him. So we went and had lunch and walked around and then went back and were able to see he had moved a little bit. So I'll do another overlay so that you can see. He moves a lot and he loves music. So whenever I'm playing with my phone and there's music in the background, he gets really active, and he's really active at night when I'm trying to get comfortable and go to sleep, and which is fine because I love feeling him move around. It just, you know, it's just one of those things that like I just never thought that I was ever going to experience. And so to be here almost 7 months pregnant and feeling my baby move around inside me, it's just a feeling that I can't describe. So I'm truly blessed and I'm truly happy, and life is good and things are going good, and the nursery's pretty much done, and the cat really thinks that this room is for her and it is not. So I keep the door closed because she'll come in here and claw up everything. She's laying down here by my feet right now because she just absolutely loves it in here. She thinks this is her room. She's usually crawling all over the crib and all over the changing table, and then she'll come over here and she'll scratch up all these cubes that I got. So so as soon as I get my office cleaned out, because I have a 3-bedroom house, so this was a spare room, and then I have another spare room that I turned into an office. And so what I did was instead of like cleaning and organizing, I just took everything out of this room and shoved it into the other room. So I'm gonna get that all cleaned and organized, and I bought her a cat gym, and I'm gonna it goes on the wall because she likes to sit in the window like most cats do. So in the other room I'll do the cat gym on the wall, and so then that way she really can have her own room. My fur babies and my human babies are just gonna be so spoiled. But I have so much love in my heart to give, and they are more than deserving sometimes. So yeah, I have a lot of friends right now who are having babies. I just went to a baby shower this past weekend, and I have another friend who just had her baby, and so I'm looking forward to all of our little babies growing up together and watching them grow. So yeah, I will try to do another update in about a month or so after I have gotten my maternity photos back and have had the baby shower, because after the baby shower I feel like everything will be complete. I still have the car seat and the stroller in the box that I need to put together, and then the rest of the stuff is on my registry on my for the baby shower. So I'm gonna go ahead and post that link in the description. There were a couple of other girls that I've been following on YouTube that are also a single mother by choice, and they did that. So I don't expect anything, and I just I don't know. I feel like I should copy them. Maybe. But if I don't get anything from any of the followers, that's totally fine. Oh, I almost forgot to mention. This is like so exciting. I got so I was the very first person to ever purchase from my donor. He was new with Zytex. And so, I mean, the way that I found him is just, everything was just so meant to be. Like, it's just so crazy. I'm definitely spiritual. I was raised going to church and things like that, and I just definitely believe that my little baby is meant to be here in this world, because everything just like happened like so perfectly in the way that it's supposed to. I gotta sit back a little bit, getting kind of uncomfortable. But the way that I found my donor was, it was summertime, it was July, and I was laying out in the sun, getting a suntan, and I had the money, and I was like, a month previously, I had done my 1-day workup, and I had skipped a cycle because I had some hesitations, and I was like, oh, I just need to think about this. I don't want to get started on stim meds right away, or priming meds right away, because I need to think about this for a minute. And I hadn't found a donor yet and things like that. And I was still thinking that maybe dating would eventually work out good for me. So I was laying out in the sun, and I was like, you know what? No more going back and forth. It's now or never. And so since I had already had my 1-day workup done, see, she loves it in here. She thinks it's her room. Since I had already had my 1-day workup, I already knew like some of my test results and things like that. And I had, I was like negative for like everything. I was positive for CMV, which is a common thing. And then I was positive for this like recessive gene, some sort of something, and it leads to colon cancer. So I was like, okay, well, 1, I want to make sure that he doesn't have that gene, and 2, he needs to be CMV positive, and then 3, I wanted him to have blue eyes and brown hair like me, so that way my baby will look like me and not question like, where did I come from? And not saying anything bad about those other single moms who choose to go the more ethnic route. I think that's great. I love that, and I think that I would have a beautiful ethnic baby. But this is my hometown. This is where I grew up, and I went to school here, so I know how it can be. We are primarily a white community. We're a small little farmer town, and so I want things to go well for him in school, and I want him to. I have my family, you know, I have my mom and my dad and my sister, but I really don't have that big of a family, and I don't want him to feel like alone, you know, if that makes any sense. So anyways, long story short, I was the first person to purchase from him. I typed in my criteria, and 2 people popped up, and I didn't even look at the other guy, because as soon as I saw his picture, I clicked on him because he's very handsome. And I just knew immediately that he was the one. Everything lined up. We have the same blood type even. It's crazy how similar our genetics are. So purchased right away that day and got the ball rolling. Well, fast forward to now, I'm almost 7 months pregnant. I got a message on Messenger, on Facebook Messenger, and it was from a gal who said, I saw, because I'm on the Facebook group with Zytex also, and when they announced him as a new donor, I put on there that I made a purchase. And so she sent me a message and she said, I saw your post that, or I saw your comment that you made a purchase from this donor. I just wanted to reach out because I also made a purchase from this donor. And I am just so excited. She did a fresh transfer, fresh 3-day transfer, I think. And she had 2 embryos implanted. And she sent me a message, and she had an ultrasound, and she had 2 gestational sacs in there, so she could be having twins. So this is really exciting. I just think that it's great. I think it's wonderful because, you know, I may or may not be doing this again, and so this is probably the only chance that he will have siblings. So, and I love that. I love that he's going to have some siblings all over the world, and he'll be able to connect with them and things like that. You know, because the donor has children of his own, but it's different because it's not like my child can reach out to them, you know. And so this way, we can send pictures of our children growing and things like that, you know, so, and maybe eventually meet one day. I think that'd be really cool. So yeah, just good things happening all around. And we, when I say we, I mean me and my family, are just so excited for little baby Colby to get here, and we just cannot wait. So I will end the video, and I will do like a little scan of the nursery so that you guys can see the rest. I'm so happy with the way that the nursery turned out. It's everything I envisioned. My family really just did everything. I couldn't even tell you. I purchased, you know, some stuff, but yeah, it was just, you know, and my niece especially, she's so excited. So yeah, so okay guys, I will keep you updated, and I will show you the nursery real quick. And let's look at the bump again, shall we? Oh, feels good to stand up and stretch out. Hope you can see it. I hope you can see how big that bump's gotten, because I'm wearing a black dress, so it's a big one.